was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
Hello and welcome back, and if you are new here, hi, I am Tosi. Today we're going to be talking about a corner of YouTube and internet that somehow manages to be both entertaining and genuinely sickening at times. I've tried writing a few different comeback videos, but this one was the one I kept coming back to, so today we're going to be diving into pred catching content.
So there's boys in there that look about so.
And I regret that.
Do you want to get the stuff professionally removed?
Yes, I do. I want to get it out of my life.
Oh, well, he has the material to do that. How you doing, officer?
How you doing, sir?
So, Mr. Anthony, there is child on this phone?
It is.
Okay. Is it cool if I show the officer?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, officer, this is the child that's on his telephone right now.
I do admit that I look at it, but I don't want nothing.
So at this time, I'm going to caution you from saying anything else. Okay? Just do me a favor, put your hands behind your back.
And for the sake of it getting kind of repetitive and also keeping it TOS friendly, we're going to be calling it EDP hunting. Before we really get into it though, I just want to put a quick disclaimer because I know how this topic gets taken sometimes. My stance is pretty simple. All hunting is good hunting, but some are definitely better than others. Today we're mainly going to be talking about JiDion, Skeeter Jean, Rosen, and DAP, short for Dads Against Predators, mainly Joshua Mundy. And this video will also be the start of a series I want to do where we go through some of the internet's darkest rabbit holes, with this one obviously being online predators. This video is going to be broken down into methods and the people associated with those methods, and we'll just be talking about those. Over the last 3 to 5 years, we've seen a huge rise in these people getting caught and exposed online, and outside of the original Chris Hansen era, the most infamous case has obviously been EDP 445.
I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
The hunter who caught EDP was Rosen. Now, even though Rosen has been exposed himself for saying some gamer words, doesn't discredit him at all for being a really good hunter. Now, I personally don't watch his content all that much, but whenever he shows up in a JiDion video, you can immediately see why he's considered one of the best. The first method we're going to be talking about is the concerned friend approach. Now, this approach, in my opinion, is the best and is done by both Alex and JiDion. JiDion, objectively, and in my opinion, is the best hunter. The way he's able to get these people to open up about their 6 stashes of cyberpunk, their confessions are actually going all the way with a cupcake, is honestly amazing. He's really able to get these people to believe that he is someone that is concerned to help them, but in reality, he really just baits them into just confessing to all the sick shit that they're doing, so the police have an easier time arresting and giving these people a harsher sentence. The way this method works is by getting the EDP to trust them almost as if they're a concerned friend. The EDPs that JiDion tends to catch are even more sick and disturbing than the rest. These people usually have acted before, either meeting up with cupcakes or worse, and almost always have some sort of GB to even terabytes of cyberpunk on their phone or computers. This makes it 10 times easier for them to get convicted and in special cases get additional charges. The people who get convicted of a solicitation of an unevolved Pokemon tend to get around like 3 or so years, but once you add the cyberpunk charge to it, it goes way up. JiDion shows throughout every video that he has the best interests of the kids at heart and will do what he can to get these EDPs arrested. The main criticism that a lot of these hunters face is from people who don't have their brains turned on, and even law enforcement or other pred organizations that are non-profit. Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, their biggest opponent is none other than law enforcement and non-profit orgs who condemn vigilantism.
The thing is, though, she has an arrest here on scene.
I got you.
Well, I can
They dropped her case. Do you know why?
Because of procedural issues. I don't know exactly why.
Did you hear about them dropping your case?
They did not put their drop. Last I heard, he got arrested.
But as far as us, what we've been instructed from the top down is right now we're not going to make an arrest.
Is there a crimes investigator on scene today?
Not on scene, no.
The PC to arrest is a lot higher, but the PC to take a phone is a lot lower.
No, I get you, but we're taking the report and that's as far as it goes.
Is there anybody I could talk to? Then there's no one I could talk to about this. Okay. If he didn't have a warrant for his arrest, would you guys have even shown up?
Probably not.
Albany community, I hope you guys hear this. The Albany Police Department said they would not have shown up if the man here today didn't have an arrest warrant. The man here today came to meet a 13-year-old girl, and he's already a registered offender. But they wouldn't have came if he didn't have an arrest warrant. They wouldn't have came. Oh, okay. My bad. Let me whisper it, y'all. The Albany Police Department did not want to do anything unless this man didn't have an arrest warrant. We've been trespassed? Yeah, we'll dip out. It's all good.
But the way you guys went about it is so inappropriate.
Inappropriate? What was inappropriate about what we did?
You've been trespassed now?
Hey, Albany community, I just want to let you guys know they would not have arrested a registered offender coming to meet a 13-year-old girl today if he didn't have an arrest warrant.
I respect that, bro.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything.
Hey, at least the community respects what we do.
You can see countless videos and clips on JiDion's YouTube of cops straight up refusing to do something, along with DAs that also refuse to do something. This has nothing to do with the hunters or their efforts, but more so the people protecting these nasty people. The next hunter we're going to be talking about is Skeeter Jean,
So you are as dumb as you look.
who along with JiDion does some of the best work in my opinion. A lot of criticism that they all face is that they're only in it for the money and views. This could be said about Skeeter Jean, as he does some of the videos that do lean more into the entertainment side, such as doing giveaways where he pretends the EDP won a giveaway for a luxury car. And let's be honest, these are fucking hilarious and doesn't impede on the investigation at all. So to say that about him or any other hunter is just blatantly wrong. If the video gets 1 million or more views and the EDP does get charged, then there's nothing wrong with adding some extra fun stuff into the mix. At the end of the day, we want to see these people get exposed to as many people as possible and get charged to the fullest extent. And as long as that's the case, there's no harm, no foul. Which leads me into our third hunter we will be talking about, Joshua Mundy.
Excuse me, everybody! This man right here came to meet a 10-year-old girl off the app Meet Me. He is a in your city. These monsters live next to you. They shop next to you. They eat next to you. These people are demons. Look at them.
Now he is a hunter that you'll see scrolling at 3 AM, and in all of these clips you can usually see an EDP getting the absolute sonic rings slapped out of them.
How old are you?
35.
Do you look like you should be friends with a 13-year-old boy?
Does it matter?
These make for viral clips and a great watch, but digging deeper and looking into his content reveals a major flaw. Now Mundy was, and I guess still is, part of a group called DAP, which stands for Dads Against Predators. There was another guy named Jay Cornucoppa or something like that, who was in one altercation actually shot in the leg by an EDP. Recently, however, I haven't seen him in any of these clips, nor was he a part of the Tommy G video that actually recently came out. Although I do believe these EDPs should face some sort of street justice, I do see that these quote-unquote investigations are very sloppy. Now I can't really do too much research into the operations because they don't post on YT in a traditional sense like the rest of the other hunters do. Mundy will just post to his socials like Instagram or his locals. From what I can see in the Tommy G video, it doesn't seem like he's actually getting these people to show much intent. Some show up after having some of the least incriminating chat logs possible, which is a stark difference from JiDion and Skeeter Jean. This matters because without clear intent, explicit messages, photos, even videos and calls, it'll be hard for the police to charge the EDP. This comes full circle when you realize that most of the time these EDPs get away. Now mind you, they do get the pulse put on them sometimes, but let's be honest, getting tens of millions of views on a viral reel where all the info we have is just their face, name, maybe, and it's pretty much it. It's pretty bad. Yes, they do get slapped, but unfortunately that makes the case even harder for cops to do anything about it because now it is an assault charge on the hunter. Mundy knows that, and that's why it's crazy to me to see him beef with JiDion. He came after JiDion saying that he does it for views, when in reality Mundy doesn't do real investigation, he doesn't get real incriminating evidence, and doesn't have nearly as many arrests and convictions as JiDion, Skeeter, Alex, and even Oma. He posts clips of EDPs getting slapped, and although the views might reach more people, including people who might not even watch hunter videos, it just doesn't do nearly as much as a 100K or more video on YouTube will do. Reels are very fleeting, people will see them, then forget about it after they watch the next 3 videos. It doesn't stick in their mind, and these people don't actually, get their lives ruined. I mean, for the select few people that do really care and do try to find these people, it does work, but in traditional sense, I think YouTube and the way that all the other predicators do it is much better. When JiDion does something like this, we get their full name, where they're located at, we get usually their occupation, and we get a lot more information to work off of. So if you actually are in that community, you will be able to know who this person is and to avoid them or even report them to the police to make sure that they really do face some sentencing for what they are doing. And to top it off what I was saying earlier about the whole they're doing it for money, Joshua Mundy's locals is $12 per month, while Skeeter Jean, who gives you good, genuine content, is only $7 a month. And you don't even need to pay for Skeeter's videos because, well, he posts onto YouTube every week. So you don't even have to spend bread to watch these sick fucks get what they deserve. Alex Rosen actually ended up responding to Mundy's call out, suggesting that he should quit because he doesn't really do any good. He doesn't seem to get them arrested, just makes it harder for other hunters because the police show up and assume they're just going to be another sensationalist hunter who does sloppy work.
Yeah, I just want to real quick address Joshua Mundy's chimp out towards my good friend JiDion this morning. So, in short, JiDion made a reaction video to a catcher getting shot and killed 2 years ago, Rip Boophawk, and Joshua did not like JiDion's opinions on the matter, or didn't like the video. So, Joshua Mundy threatens to beat up my good friend JiDion for simply making the video or having opinions on it. And I find it pretty crazy that, you know, obviously Josh is so passionate about catching predators. Everybody else is a grifter except for him. But Josh just slaps the pedophiles 3 times and cuts them loose. But then he threatens to just completely beat up JiDion. Isn't it weird that he wants a harsher punishment for JiDion making a video on something than he does for pedos wanting to meet little kids? I mean, am I going crazy here? I mean, why does Josh think that you should have a harsher penalty for making a video than trying to literally take the soul of a child? I mean, it's sick. Josh, I don't know if you drank that bleach before you put it on your head at 35 years old or however old you are now, but dude, it has to stop, man. You have to relax, dude. And please, Josh, I implore you, just stop catching pedophiles. I mean, you are ruining a lot of other cases in the country by having your videos go over to these cops, and the cops just think that all predator catchers are just like you, who just slap the pedos around, cut them loose, and let them be around children again. So, Josh, the best thing you could do for the children of America is just stop catching pedos and just shut your page down. All right.
JiDion's the person that doesn't like what you're doing.
Yes.
As a whole. I watched that fool for like a month and a half-ish, watched a bunch of videos, got caught, great. And then I saw the shit with you guys were going back and forth at it, and that's when I told Rosen, like, what the fuck is this fool talking shit to Josh for? Because there's nothing to talk shit about. Because first off, the Alex Rosen guy, I love that.
He works with Alex Rosen. They do a lot of good work. Like, I actually wrote Alex a couple months ago. He like posed to like sell his daughter or something like that. It was an insane video. Some guy came to like buy his 10-year-old daughter, and he had like a decoy. It was insane. It's a real video. I would never say these guys fake it, because I know how easy it is to catch predators. These guys ain't faking videos. I'm a motherfucker that does this for a living, and it was eye-opening for me. Like, oh my fucking god. Anyways, I even like gave him credit for that. Everything that I've said for the past hour of like accountability for the police and all this stuff, his whole thing is like, I got this guy arrested and convicted, and like that's where his success is based at. And then it's when he don't get arrested, and they'll be like, a lot of times, bro, you're not gonna get arrested. So much of this is about like, what can I do on the next video to make this video even crazier than what I did for this? What could I say to make this shit so fucking funny? I feel like that's a slap in the fucking face to everybody. I know they get the same DMs I get of people that would be like, hey, this happened to me, da da da. It's like, how are you doing that in people's faces? How are you really playing like ha 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 ha, like clown, like dressed up like in somebody's face when they were, and be like you're on their team when you're like a jester of them or something, like a caricature.
Mundy in many videos claiming that he'll take the assault charge and they'll take the EDP charge, except we don't ever see arrests nor do we see convictions. He claims to be in it for kids, but in reality, if he did, he would be doing better work. Now I understand the frustration, the urge to do to these preds what they do to kids, and that would be ruin their lives. But I do believe that there's a way that we should be going about it, and he does have the best interests at heart, but his emotions do get in the way, and cannibalizing your colleagues of sorts isn't just the way to go about it. I'm not saying he should quit or anything, but rather he should calm down and do what is best for the children, and that is doing everything he can to get these sick fucks locked away and put on a registry. I think all EDPs should be castrated, fed their so don't take any of this as defending EDPs. I get law enforcement does suck at times, and you can't always count on them to do what's right, but all you can do really is ensure that you do everything possible in your power to make it as easy as possible for them to do their job. And anyways, that is all I have for you guys in this video. If you did like it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment as well, as it really does help out the channel. As I said, this is going to be the first video in a series I am going to be doing where we talk about, these sick degens. Now, I have 2 videos already planned, and now the order that they release in will be decided by you guys. If you want To Catch a Predator Iceberg, where I talk about probably 5 or so of Chris Hansen's people we've caught, then, leave a comment that you would want that video. Or if you would want a video where I talk about low-cal preds, leave a comment for that one. In that video, we'll probably talk about people like Jupiter the Hybrid, Nova Online, and many others, of course. I have been Tosi, and until next time, see ya.